The Saraswati Rahasya Upanishad, presented by Svayam Prakash Sharma, Part 3, Conclusion. This is the concluding part of the Upanishad, which tells about Maya and about the two forces of Maya, the projecting force and the concealing or the veiling force. It tells that Saraswati is both Purusha and Prakriti. This part also tells about the type of concentration, the type of meditation with which a person can attain Brahm and final salvation. The Upanishad. Continuing his discourse, the holy Ashwalion tells the gathered sages, once this conviction comes to a person, that he will soon gain eternal salvation, then Saraswati streams forth spontaneously from him, lovely lettered, in sounds of both poetry as well as prose, in words that are true and full of meaning that is invaluable. Then such a one can even understand a text that he has not even heard, and he shares in Saraswati's being. He becomes a part of Saraswati's being. He becomes a part of the goddess Saraswati. Then the goddess declared, it was through me that even Brahma gained eternal knowledge of the self or the Atma. The knowledge that is the eternal truth, that is the eternal knowledge, and that is the eternal bliss. Mine is perpetual Brahmahood without let or hindrance. I am always Brahm without any let and without any hindrance. Through the equilibrium or through the perfect balance of the three qualities of Satgun, of Rajagun, and of Tamagun, I become Prakriti or nature. That is, when the three qualities of Satgun, of Rajagun, and of Tamagun, when these three qualities are perfectly balanced, then do I become Prakriti or nature. In me, the semblance of the Chit or consciousness shines just as a reflection shines in a clear mirror. And through that reflection of the Chit or consciousness, Prakriti once again shines in three ways. And then, as determined by Prakriti, I am Purush as well. Thus, I am both Purush and Prakriti. The unborn, in which Satgun reigns, that unborn is reflected in Maya. Maya thus is Prakriti, in which Satgun is dominant, in which Satgun dominates. That Maya is an adjunct to the all-knowing Ishwar. That Maya is wholly subordinate to the all-knowing Ishwar. For in truth, it is only that Ishwar alone, it is only that God alone who has lordship over Maya and who has lordship over all forms of knowledge. It is Ishwar alone who is the Lord of Maya and who is the Lord of all knowledge. In essence, being both collective and made of Satgun, Ishwar is the spectator of the world. It is Ishwar, it is God who holds the power to make the universe, the power to unmake the universe, and the power to again make the universe in some other form. Ishwar has virtues such as all-knowingness, such as knowing all and everything. It must be understood that Maya has two forces. One is the force of projection, the other is the force of concealment. The force of projection of Maya projects the world and all that is subtle and all that is gross in the world. Maya projects all this. The second force of Maya, which is the force of concealment, is the power that veils or covers. Within a person, this veiling force of Maya creates a gulf. It creates a barrier between the seer and what is seen by the seer. And outside the person, the veiling force of Maya creates a gulf. It creates a barrier between creation and Brahm. In this way, Maya causes endless flux in the cosmos. Maya causes endless changes in the cosmos. Nescience or ignorance appears in the witness light. It comes to the subtle body where it joins with the spirit and the mind, and living jointly there in the subtle body with them, in the process, it becomes the phenomenal Jeev. It becomes the gross individual soul. The Jeevhood, or the fact of the existence of the individual soul, then also shines through its joining in the witness light. And because of that, the distinction appears clearly. And then that Jeevhood, then that fact of the existence of the individual soul, that also disappears. So also, because of the subservience of Brahm to the power of Maya, which veils and hides it from the cosmos, Brahm shines forth in mutations. Brahm shines forth and appears in various different forms. Here too, the difference that appears to be there between Brahm and the cosmos, that if difference also does not show once the concealing or the veiling power of Maya becomes weak. It must be known that whatever difference there is, that difference is only in creation. That difference is never in Brahm, because there can never be any difference whatsoever in Brahm. There are 5 factors that are here, and these 5 factors are being, shining, loving, form, and name. The first 3 factors, those of being, of shining, and of loving, these 3 factors pertain to Brahm, while the other 2 factors, those of form and name, those constitute the world. Leave aside the last 2 factors of form and name and concentrate on the first 3 factors of being, shining, and loving. Concentrate on these 3, either within the heart or outside the heart. Do this by constant practice of concentration. Do this by constant practice of meditation. Concentration or meditation itself is of 2 types. One is within the heart, the other is outside the heart. Meditation can be with aspects that either conform to word or they conform to object. That is, either they come under the purview of word or they come under the purview of object. Desire and the train of desires, all these are objects of the mind. On all these, meditate on them as consciousness, as a spectator. Such concentration or meditation conforms to objects. When a person meditates thinking, I am without taints or blemish, I am taintless, I am blemishless, I am being, I am knowing, I am loving, I am self-shining, I shine in myself, I am devoid of duality. Such concentration or meditation with these aspects This meditation conforms to word. For the joy of deep self-experience, for the joy of deep experience of the Atma, abandon both object and words. Abandon meditation of both object and words. It is then that a person wins concentration without aspects. It is then that a person wins meditation without aspects. And then he is like a flame in a windless spot. It is then that he is always steady and still, like a flame in a windless spot. And just like concentration within the heart, the concentration outside also takes place in two ways. Where one concentrates with discrimination of name and form from the pure being. The third type of concentration, as told above, takes place with the taste of bliss. And this concentration leads to silence. Therefore, time may be spent well on all these concentrations, on all these meditations continuously, without break. Then, with conceit in the body gone, and the Supreme Self or the Param Atma grasped, wherever the mind may wander, wherever the mind may roam, there the mind will find immortality. The knots that bind the heart, all those knots are cut off, and all doubts are slain. All doubts are resolved and put at rest forever. All the modes of action dwindle and fade away when the Supreme Self, when the Param Atma is seen and realized. Such notions as a finite soul and the Supreme God, all such notions are alien to me. All such notions are just imputed to me. They are not real. Whosoever knows and understands this, he in truth is free. For him, no doubt whatsoever remains. Yes, whosoever knows and understands this, he in truth is free. For him, no doubt whatsoever remains. This is the secret wisdom. Yes, this is the secret wisdom. This concludes the Saraswati Rahasya Upanishad. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om.